the end. Very, very close. And now Infused have a chance to bounce back on their choice of map. We're live for the pistol. As it looks as though it's going to be a rush through long. He did miss the knife round. LDLC won that one and elected to go CT as expected. So, Team Infused already said that their T side is pretty damn strong. And indeed so is their Dust too. So, I'm putting them as favourites. But look at that from Fox. 3 headshots from A. And that, just like that, the round's pretty much over for Team Infused. They've lost their 4th and Fox take a bow. That was just disgusting. He gets a 4th because why not? Oh my god. That really just happened. Infused are going to be reeling after that because they managed to get onto A. Everything was going well up until the 3 frags, and that is going to force them into a buy on Scout and 4 Tech 9s. No grenades barring a flashbang, and that's on Z. So a lot of their eggs are going to be placed in the critical basket with that Scout, who does have the bomb. Critical still looking towards mid to see if he can get any last minute information. So the call will come out 2 maximum on B. However, there is 2 players on B and they're hungry for frags. And it's going to be Matt Hend and also Body. Matt Hend has himself a FAMAS. Body has the MP9 that just did some work before. Red Snake's the first player to fall. Minute on the timer. Zed is still in mid, just lurking. You see here that not a great deal's happening. I'm not sure if that's my Go TV that just like froze for a second there. I think it's back again. But either way, I was worried. I was thinking, oh god, please no more delays. But we're all good, guys. 50 seconds on the timer. Zed's still in main, on mid. Aaron's there as well. They don't have a smoke, remember, so they're not able to isolate off CT spawn and push, and that means they're going to have to go for raw frags, and they're going to run into the grenade that lands by the feet of Aaron. Devil finishes off what he started, and Fox gets himself another assist. Fox now with a FAMAS, spraying up to catwalk, but he gets scouted down. Devil with the crossfire, helping out his teammate Dan. Here comes the MP9. Headshots aplenty. Here's another one. And just the one player left the hands of LDLC. That was Fox, and the bomb's going to get defused as well. But the good news for Infused is that they were at least able to get the bomb planted, so that's some funds going into their bank accounts. But for now it's going to have to be an eco. They can get AKs up next round for 3-0. Not too bad. Meanwhile though, LDLC White is still going to be running with an MP9 and a UMP for masses, and then the M4. They have 3 defused kits. They've got loads and loads of grenades to play with. And it's going to be tough for them to breach onto B, but they are looking to do just that. Here comes the grenade. They're just jumping up left, right, and centre like jackrabbits, but they're being put... Look at this from the CTs. 3 and 2. Both B players doing their job. Full house of frags, and now Team Infused are back onto a force buy, and it will be critical with the AWP. And he has a good spawn for mid as well, so he can quickly just dash across. Oh no. No! And another pause. Rip. Rip the dream. Gonna have a quick look across to see if there's a reason for this pause, or if it's just... Okay, Zed has some internet issues. Alright, so chat, I'm going to be relying on you here as my co-caster. How are you doing? Who do you think's going to pick up this map? Are we going to see a third map, or Infused going to take Dust 2? Cobblestone's the third map, by the way. Or do you think the LDLC are going to walk away with this one and pick it up 2-0 in similar style to C-Play, who did just that earlier today against Publicla? I'm curious what your thoughts are. This is the first real test that they've faced on Dust 2 thus far though, LDLC White, so this will be telling how strong their CT side really is when they've got an open 4 AKs up against them. Not a fantastic... Well, actually, you know, I'm gonna correct myself. I said it's not fantastic amounts of grenades, but it's really not bad. 4 smokes, a Molotov, and 8 flashbangs with a couple of HEs. That's good enough. That's definitely good enough to make a set play on a site, or potentially just lock off mid and go up through mid towards B. So I'm correcting myself, that's more than enough grenades to play with, and Infused could certainly make something happen out of this. And keep in mind as well, there's still a UMP and an MP9 in play for LDLC White. I'd expect to see Devil switch across that UMP for an M4, and at least I'd hope that he does, and the same for the MP9. If they keep these two weapons, Infused are going to have a much easier time of this round. Be live in 2 minutes, guys, so I'm just going to keep filling in dead time until... This is true, I have no idea, Mr. Casterman. I've never seen either team before. Mr. Casterman, that's actually felt pretty good, dude. That's like... It's very formal of you, I appreciate that. Bonobo... Diadilus? Probably saying your name totally wrong. Apologies. First map was 1613, bad boy. And as you can see on the right hand side of the screen above the terrorist score, it's 1-0 to LDLC White. So players to watch for on this map, in my opinion, I'm trying to fill in dead time, guys, so I'm just trying to keep it up. LDLC will win, Brit suck, Arcane Drake, Jason, not cool, bro, not cool. That hit me right in the feels. To be fair, the CSGO scene isn't great for UK, or Brits in general. I will agree on that point, Jason, but I think that Team Infused have been showing... No, they've been showing up for these games. They've been doing themselves proud, getting themselves on the map there in Counter-Strike, letting people know who they are. So players to watch for me on this are going to be Critical with the AWP, because Dust 2 was such a AWP-intensive map, and I think this is an opportunity for Critical to spread his wings somewhat and start to carry this team away. On LDLC White, I think you're looking at Toynu, and you're probably also going to be looking at Fox to provide something here. I think if one of those two start to shine, this could be difficult for Infused, but we're just going to have to find out what happens. The fifth player's reconnected there from LDLC White, which was Devil. He, on the first map, on the first half, on T side of Inferno was having issues, and Alumet came in for him. So are they going to keep the UMP and MP9? This is... I've got to call this out. This is poor. This is a poor judgment call, and they did this on the Inferno as well, if you remember. Okay, they don't keep the MP9, they get an AWP onto Toynu, so that's a whole lot better, but they still do have a UMP on Devil, which is far from ideal. Through long. They could make it happen though, they could make this work. UMP's pretty strong still, close range. Critical has no head armor, so he could be falling prey to the SMG. But here comes the players talking about, which is the smokes on CT, then the push up towards B. They have the smokes to pull it off. You only need one really to make it happen. But here comes the retaliation smokes and grenades. Oh, Matt Hend, I feel so sorry for him. He was caught in such a bad position. His teammate died with a whimper. And then he's like, Christ, I've got to cover 4 angles by myself. Rip, I'm dead. And then now the bomb's gone down. So, I said before, this is the first time that LDLC White are going to get properly probed and they're going to have to show off a strong CT side. And it crumbled extremely quickly. One smoke pretty much sealed it. And they're going to be trying to save these weapons. And you bet your bottom dollar that Infused know just that. So they're coming hunting. They want to take the AWP away. They want to get some of these weapons out of the hands of the Frenchmen. It's a combination of two artists. That's probably why I'm so clueless. I'm not particularly into art. So weapons are saved. Double AWP comp is coming into play for Team LDLC White. There's no huge surprises there, as again, I mentioned this yesterday, but it's just so true. Dust 2 supports this setup. Double AWPs are very potent. They're very powerful on CT side. They can be on T side as well, but often you'll see them on CT. And the AWPs are going to be going. Toynu has one, and he's on mid. And Matt Hend has the other, and he's on long. You can even potentially take an AWP onto B. It's not unheard of to see 3 AWPs on CT side here. It's that kind of map. I mean, I'm not going to say that 3 AWPs is a standard strat, but all I'm saying is sometimes it does make a rare appearance. 2 AWPs is more standard. You can see here that Devil's still with the UMP. He's alive and kicking after saving it. in round number 4, but he's been tagged down to 19. Throws the flash in to B, and still Infused haven't really made a move. There we go, the first frag gets picked off. That is going to be alarm bells ringing for LDLC. Seeing critical there, they must know this is a short play. What I'd like to see right now is Fox coming up from long and helping out this AWP player of Matt Hen, but maybe Matt doesn't need any help because he's just picked off 2 kills. And that could be a massive individual play that keeps LDLC in this round, but perhaps not. They've just lost a player. It's such a shame from Infused. I think it's Zed again that's had the issue. So they find themselves in a 2-on-3. HUDG at 3 HP. Red Snake misses out on that opportunity, looking for a second kill, doesn't get it. Meanwhile, LDLC have chimed in with a frag of their own, and Infused have dropped. And that will be a bomb defuse. I'm feeling a bit sad for both teams. They're losing players left, right and centre here. Which I'm assuming means we're going to have another pause while Zed gets back into the server, and yes, we will. Apparently it's a very short pause, so I'll just keep filling time again, guys. Just gonna have a quick check on Skype and see if we know why it happened. Lost his internet. Definitely a shame. How many rounds is that now where someone's got DC and it's ended up costing the round? Like 3 or 4, I think? Kinda sucks. But in fairness, it has happened to both teams. LDLC White have had that with Devil as well, so it's not like it's just been Infused that have been suffering. LDLC have had it too. But again, because of the DC, Zed finds himself with few funds, and Team Infused find themselves at 4-1 behind on T side. Which they'll be expecting to do better than that coming forward. Matt Hen does get tanked, but because it was through the door, it's just 8 HP instead of 0. And he'll definitely take that. Make no mistake. It looked to me as though his shoulder was peeking around the side, so I'm kind of surprised that that didn't end up being a death for Matt Hen. Here comes the smoke from Aaron, looking for the identical strat that picked themselves up their first round and only round on T side. But this time LDLC are not going to give Rap any kills away. Last time Matt Hen was on his own because his teammate died, and it's a 1-for-1 trade-off. That will leave Body by himself, but he's spraying down through the window. He gets one. It's a valiant attempt, and at least he brings it back to equality. At least LDLC have a fighting chance at bringing back this 6th round in their favour. But it appears from their positions and the fact that Devil is at spawn, AFK, that they're now a player down. So it's musical disconnects. And it appears this is now going to favour Infused, who are picking up kills. Last players at CT spawn, that is Devil, as I just mentioned before. And Infused will be looking for the kill. I'm not sure if they've been told that he's at CT, but it looks like Zed knows it because he just ran straight in. So, another pause? Woo! We should keep a tally here, Ruben. I reckon that's nearly 10. At least, yeah. Vincent, hey Fanatics, how did you know my name? Stalker confirmed in chat. Unless you're just talking to someone else, and because Vincent's not the most common name in the world. It's possible you're talking to someone else as well. Devil and Zed internet issues. Well, don't know what to say, guys. I'm just going to try and fill in time. So how are you guys doing in chat? Had a good day? Bad day? How have your bets been going? How's your day been, Ruben? I know they can't hear you, but I can like answer back for you. Good, thanks mate. Good talk, good hustle. Enjoyed that conversation. Working on some overlays. Ooh, check you out. Doc Murdoch, they keep pausing because both teams are having internet problems. Devil and Zed are both having internet issues, so it's pretty much every round someone's getting a disconnect, and hence we have pause, 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 pause. Not great, but it's better than playing 4v4 or 5v4 every round. Ruben asked how my day'd been. Not fantastic, to be honest with you. But hey, we got some CS to cast, and Alumat's just came back in, so I guess Devil's done for today. Alright, we're live in 2 minutes apparently. I'm going to take a couple of quick drinks, guys, just to keep myself hydrated. Because this is Infused map, you know, let's just take stock of the situation. I feel like I'm repeating myself, but I realise there is a constant flow in and out of viewers, and some of you may be joining for the first time and may not quite understand what's happening. This is the CS Arena Showdown Invitational. It's day number 2, and this is second best of 2 this evening. LDLC White and Infused. First map did go the way on Inferno. I can see spinning around there watching a player in the corner of my eye. That's really off-putting. The first map did go the way of LDLC 16-13 on Inferno, and now this is Team Infused choice of map, which of course is Dust 2. We saw them play this yesterday, had a really good showing. Against Public Clear, I believe. My memory is pretty shocking though, so it's possible I got that wrong. Thanks, Flamebot. Appreciate that, buddy. Ring around the rosy. Army Force knows it. Yeah, go on. Keep the ring around the roses going, dude. I didn't kick you, RDBU. That wasn't me. Oh, we're live. It was Ruben. Ruben kicked you. Hate Ruben, he's a producer. Flame him. Anyway, it is live. LDLC on Eco now. And let's hope that we get more than one round in a row, and we can start to get some hype going in the. Maybe I just jinxed it, to be fair. I heard you just wince, Ruben, when I mentioned that. So you're like, no, he cursed it. Anyway, Body is in good position to make something happen with the P250. Flash is going across, and it's Matt Hen that gets the first one. Aaron comes in, gets one, but Body again with the P250 answers back, and this is a full eco from LDLC White. So a 2-on-2 trade could get worse for Infused, because Zed is super low on HP, 15 to his name. And the French will be fancying their chances in this round. Red Snake switching across his weapon just as Toynu has a quick peek. He's going to get a smoke on his face though. But look at this from Fox, he's got the Deagle. He tries his luck with the Juan Deagle and he gets taken down, but look at this, no cover at all for the bomb planter. Critical must be like, dudes, what is going on? They do get the round anyway, but man, that was more difficult than it should have been, and that was a successful round for LDLC White, I'd have to say. You know, 3 francs and an eco worth. And look at the economy for Infused now. They are going to be scraping together AK-47s, but they're on the brink of an economic collapse. LDLC are able to force up for masses and 2 M4s as well. Yeah, guys, hit that follow button if you're enjoying the action, because we have another day coming up, and what I've been told is that Hitbox for the CS Arena are going to be putting a lot more tournaments for you guys over the next short while, and hopefully for the foreseeable future. So it's definitely worthwhile if you hit the follow button and to be involved in all the action. And speaking of which, Huds G has opened things up, broken the deadlock here in the 8th round with the first kill. Fox goes back. Again, it's tit for tat, blow for blow in the centre of the ring. Neither team going to be down for the 10 count just yet. Looking like they're going to go on to elevator, boost up onto the site. This is a good tactic. They actually put 2 players up there, and I'm not sure if the T's realise how quickly the CTs have rotated, because they're still pushing on A. They could have easily gone back to B, but they are still getting the trades. That grenade's going to leave some marks onto Body. But both of the terrorists have been scarred from this battle, spraying through the smoke. He thought they'd already been pushing it. Unbeknownst to him, the Infused decided to stay in position. That smoke's not great though. It's left a gap. Red Snake on 1 HP, Huds G on 33. This would be a miracle clutch. It's going to come down to pure aim from Infused, because they have no utility barring a flashbang to use there. Here comes the Molotovs. That's going to stop them and place 3 more. That is fantastic timing from the CTs. There's nothing the terrorists can do about this. It's going to force them into a desperation play. Bomb is being planted. That flashbang is used to devastatingly strong effect. Never underestimate the use of a flashbang. The bomb's been planted. It is going to be a cleanup from LDLC. But without that flashbang, there is no bomb plant, and there is no more money coming in the hands of Team Infused. First map was 1613 to LDLC, I believe. Mustamis, whoever asked that question, I think it was 1613. Maybe it was 1612 actually, I'm not sure. Regardless, LDLC won the first map. So Team Infused are going to be able to get themselves Kevlar and Tech 9s and still be able to buy up next round, partly thanks to that bomb plant from the previous round in that 2v2. Already 3 rounds on the T side. If they can back themselves 6 rounds, I'd say they'll be very happy with this one. Infused. Their CT side is extremely strong, but here it comes once again. The Tech 9 Kevlar not really paying off, but there we go. If they get this bomb down, it's worth. It's a 4-on-2. Here comes the Molotov. Oh my goodness, that was through the box, but the bomb went down just a millisecond earlier. So as sexy as that wallbang was, it's still the same result with Infused with a bomb plant. Man, that was nice. That was right through the box, pixel perfect onto the top of his head. Any higher or any lower and that would not have worked. So, buy up again from Infused. They've got an AWP on Critical. I did single them out as being one of their key players to win Dust 2. And so far, he's not necessarily been performing well or bad. He's just been kind of in the middle. I wouldn't necessarily say mediocre, but he's not been doing as much work as I'd like to see from him. But now he has that AWP, there's every chance he could start to explode. He has got pretty high impact kills from short a lot of the time through onto mid. And LDLC maybe needs to play a bit more passive in mid, not gift themselves away. This time Critical has the AWP, and he's been picked off from Toinu. I was about to say he's peeking out of long doors. And Toinu was just there. It's like he could read Critical's mind. And the woes continue, because that is a big power player out, and they're unable to get to the AWP as well, because it's in a precarious spot. So the likelihood is that AWP is going to stay on the ground and out of play, maybe until the end of the round. Maybe they're not going to be able to save it, because they're pushing on to B. They'll definitely take the round in exchange, though. It's all going to be on that man, Alumet, the replacement for Devil. He's being pushed, and there's nothing he can do. He doesn't even attempt to shoot. And that, ladies and gents, will be 6-4. And Fox and Toinu trying to just keep on to their weapons for dear life. And they're both in long, so they are going to keep these weapons. Definitely seems to be the likelihood. So Toinu is not necessarily exploding in this game either, 6-4. But he has shut down Critical a couple of times, which in itself is kind of his job done. You know, AWP and AWP. If you can pick off the opposition AWP, then you're in pretty good stead, especially on CT side. It's kind of your job. So let's see what Infused are going to have. It's full AK-47s, Critical and Red Snake. Sorry, it's not Critical and Red Snake, it's Red Snake and Huds G were pushing towards long. Setting up the flashbang for mid. There's the pop flash through onto ramp, but no one's really there from the T, so they're going to get information, but no kills as a result. That's going to allow the CTs to start pushing on short. They are seeing players. Oh, it's a double kill again from Toinu! The first on short, the second on box. And he did not know anything about that. And it's his second double kill we've seen. Again, buy one, get one free for him. Last time was on Inferno down on T steps. And that one shot pretty much turns this round on its head. It's still not over just yet. Infused have 55 seconds and still have 2 players alive and kicking on 100% of their hit points. But that shot was massive. Now Zed's picked up the AWP for himself. Looking at the site, he sees Alu, misses it completely. I'm saying Alu, it's important I mention Alumet. There's very, very different players. Molotov not quite connecting where they were hoping, and that whiff could cost them pretty big. They do still get down Alumet, and now Huds G rushes onto short. Last player's body, and he's coming up from behind. On short, gets tagged, 67 HP remaining, but he does still get that kill. Zed, it's important he doesn't peek too much. He does peek, and he misses the first couple shots. He's going back again for thirds. He's gone back for fourths and fifths as well, and he's still somehow not killed body. There we go, on the 10th time of asking. And 6-5 is the scoreline now. Team Infused have broke the economy of LDLC White. I said they'd be looking at about 6 rounds, and I'll be happy with that. So Infused are on the cusp, on the brink of a solid T side. But you better believe they'll be hoping for more than that. They'll be looking towards the 9-6, which would put them in great shape going forward onto Cobblestone, which is the 3rd map if we need it. Aaron just pinging across, sees some heads, and he does lock on to Alumet, who is the player to fall. Body's low as well, 19. He got dinked, I think, through the wall, so he's extremely low. Looking good for Infused. The CTs, understandably on eco, are looking for information. They're looking to catch a couple terrorists off guard, and in doing so they're just playing into the terrorist hands. Finally, Aaron gets his 3rd kill of the round onto Matt Hendon. Well, that looked like it hit Fox in the little toe there, but it does count as a kill nonetheless with the AWP from Critical. And 66 with a buy up from LDLC White. Toy New has an AWP but no armor. You're going to have 1 diffuse kit on Body. He's been playing kind of a rotating role. He's often on B, but you do often see him peeking up at A as well. Now the problem with taking the defuse kit to B is if he gets picked off early on and they go for a rotation onto A, it can be very difficult for the CTs to defuse that bomb. That's a lot of maybes, ifs and buts and hypotheticals, but just something to keep in mind here. And here comes the push on to B. Alumet gets the shot, he's up on the box, he has also tagged the 2nd player, but it's Matt Hend who picks up the frag, and now he's looking for a 3rd as well. Zed, I should say, comes through and he follows suit. This is an extremely comfortable round in the end for the CTs. They line up, but Red Snake can only get the 1 kill before being dropped himself. Alrighty, so Team Infused able to buy back up once again. They haven't been doing anything particularly memorable on their T-strats. It's just been sort of solid split pick strategies that have been paying off for them. They've liked to go on B quite a lot. I guess the most common play for them has been mid, smoking CT spawn, and then going up to B from mid. That's been the most common strat, but they haven't used it too many times. And the fact that Alumet was able to get on the box there and spray them down and get the crossfire may deter them from trying it again. Here comes the pop flash. That's a timing pop flash. You can see right now, as it stands, no one's on B. Body's starting to move into position, and so is Alumet. So pretty much just feel out mid, see if any pushes are imminent, and then go back to B again. This is pretty standard though from CTs, nothing out of the ordinary. However, if Infused caught on to this idea, 1 round if they were to just push straight into B, they'd get in there for free. So it really is mind games. These calls come out huge, and Body is just stood there, gets himself 2, but Infused answer back with 2 of their own, so this round is still far from over. Grenade comes in, lands by the feet of Alumet, he's down to 42, he's been finished off as well, and Infused have claimed this site. The Union Jack has been planted firmly on B, and so has the bomb, but Fox comes back in with 2 kills, looking for a 3rd. Red Snake trades him out to 1-on-1, and Toy gets picked off from Red Snake, who's down to 4 HP. And Infused have got their 7th round on T-side. This is a great half for them. And it could get even better. 1.8k on Toynu because of that force by glass cannon approach on the AWP. A 5-7 for Matt Hen. Just 2 scouts on the side of LDLC White. They are going to be playing for the pick-off long game with those 2. This could leave them vulnerable in close claustrophobic environments if, for example, Team Infused decide to smoke off mid and push up B again. Scouts are far from ideal in those positions. But look at this from Body Gaze. Again he goes looking. This 2-man death squad. And whereas last time it didn't pay off, this time it does. LDLC are holding firm. Toy Nu with the scout is shooting long range. They need to get a move on. There's no point just grouping up in long and peeking a scout because you're asking to get your head took off your shoulders, and that's exactly what happens. So now Infused, who would have been favourites on paper to pick up that round with the weaponry they're up against, are, well, against the ropes, to put it mildly. Flashbang lands on 3, that's going to delay them just a few more seconds, allows Toynu to push in from double doors back onto site. Both of their scouts are here, and they get the shot on Red Snake in mid-air, and the scouts just pay off beautifully. Gravity owns Red Snake after he gets tagged high in the clouds, and then Alumet with a lovely shot there with the scout into the forehead of the last Infused player. So LDLC will claim their 8th round, but still 7 rounds on T side. That's solid. That's more than enough rounds to play with. If Infused win this pistol, they are going to be in great shape. But I could say the same for LDLC White. Now, pistol round. LDLC White, are you going to shift through the gears? Are we going to start to see the kind of form that took Inferno for you? Alumet gets a nice dink onto Red Snake. He's down to 5 HP. And this has got short push written all over it. Oh, just turning at the wrong moment potentially, as Alumet is going to be able to get in from behind. Meanwhile, Critical from long is just firing downrange with a USP. Another one tap. And we saw this from Fox on the site, and Critical again with 3 and 4. Oh my god, the mini AWP is real. Critical, nerf that guy. He is obscene at times. A real confidence player, I'd say, is Critical. When he's on form, the guy just pulls off shots you couldn't dream of landing, but he also has quiet periods in games as well. So, Infused now, they're in good shape. 8 to 8 on CT side. There are going to be a couple flashes and just the one smoke on LDLC, so they may think about smoking mid and pushing up B. Alternatively, may just barrel through B with a couple flashbangs and just go for an all-out push. A suicide squad kind of push. There's the first flashbang out from Infused and the grenade through mid, but no one's home there. And here they go, pushing in. There's going to be CTs who are just mowing down the terrorists. One player remains. That is Matt Hend, but he does get a kill for himself. And has an MP7 as well. But he does fall prey to the M4 of Critical. Still though, they did get a couple kills in return, so LDLC White they didn't go down without a fight. It wasn't the case of a clean sweep for Infused. They're going to have to rebuy a few weapons here, maybe a couple of SMGs, and may just go for FAMASs as well. There's plenty of options. So yeah, they are going to go for FAMASs and have 3 M4s at their disposal. They've got 2 defuse kits. They've got enough grenades to play with. They realise this is an eco. And here's the push through short. Smoke is down, and HuzG lines them up, but only gets 1 kill for his troubles. And that is going to open up mid and CT spawn respectively, but Zed is there to stamp out with authority the LDLC lineup, and now it's all on Matt Hend. He's moving towards A. He's got himself the bomb and a P250, but is it going to be enough? He gets the first kill. He's looking for that bomb plant. This would be heroic from Matt Hend if he pulls it off, but he's not going to be able to do so. And Infused pick up their 10th round. So do you guys still think that LDLC are going to pick up this map? Do you think it's going to be 2-0? Have any of you changed your mind? It's still very much early days here on Dust 2. Plenty of rounds to play with. A lot can change in Counter-Strike, and very quickly on top of that. 2 AWPs in play, and no surprises who's got them. Actually, there is a bit of a surprise there, because Toynu doesn't have an AWP. That being said, Alumet did use the AWP on Inferno side of T, so... and T side of Inferno, I should say. But there's no surprises that Critical has one on the CT. That Molotov, the flash, the smokes are going to stop the push for now from LDLC. It's a good way of counteracting the potential push, but still there's a minute to play with, so it's just a minor hiccup, a minor blimp on the radar that is LDLC White. Long player. That could prove to be huge. Aaron is there. The grenade lands, but Toinu answers back. Looking for a second kill. Critical misses the shot, and again he gets bested from Toinu. That's a pretty big shot to miss in this situation, and Matt Hen gets the frag while being flashbanged from his own teammate. Bit of lack of communication, but didn't end up mattering anyway, and now Red Snake finds himself in a retake. His teammate's right behind him, so that Molotov is going to connect. Here comes the AWP work from Toinu on the cross. And this is why Dust can really play into the hands of solid AWPers, because now on T side they could have themselves 2 AWPs. There's every chance to pull off this strat from LDLC White, and they have 2 very good AWPers as well. Toinu is one of their main AWPers, I'd say, because he's generally got it and likes of CT, but Alumet clearly likes the snipers as well. Red Snake just going to be saving his weapon on B. No one seems interested from LDLC White, so that is the bomb exploding, and it is going to be 10-9. Let's have a look at the scoreboard, see who the movers are on both teams. 16-11 for Red Snake, top fragging by a little bit on his team, and Matt Hen's on 15 for 11 for LDLC. So across the board it's pretty even, and of course that scoreboard at the top says it's even too, and so was Inferno, 16-13, 16-12 kind of scoreline. So not too much to determine between these two sides. You're tuning in and saw the 1-0 to LDLC White. You may be thinking, well, they absolutely smashed Inferno. That's not the case. But Team Infused are going to be stacking, pushing right into bodies. AWP. And this time it's going to be a case of body taking the AWP over Alumet. I'm assuming that was purely on the basis of spawns. Spawns come into play a lot on T-side as well. You can get a good spawn for long. It's worth taking an AK, maybe trying to just peek out, or maybe on B, for example. Not too sure what the reasoning was behind that. All we know is that LDLC White are looking for the flawless round, and they do get it as well. Matt Hen with 2 frags to finish it off. 2 for body. And LDLC do claw it back to 10-10, although that was an eco. LDLC White often seem like they're more of like a... I don't mean this to be a negative, although it's going to sound negative, but more of like a pug mix team. And what I mean by that is that they mainly come down to aim stars at sometimes. Like, aim seems to be one of their strongest suits. The issue there is that Infused have pretty good teamwork on CT side, and if Infused stop giving away opening picks like Critical just did there on long, I can see their teamwork actually besting LDLC White right now on CT. But the issue is that they do keep losing the first player. Critical needs to step his game up. 13 for 16 on a map like Dust 2 is not good enough from his perspective. I'm sorry, but it just isn't. And you can see that LDLC White now are pushing on through Catwalk. Nice shot from Huds G. But still, they find themselves a player behind. And that is soon going to be equalised from Zed. A sneaky push up through lower tunnels gets the best of Fox in the back of his head. 2-on-2. Bomb in the hands of Matt Hen. They're both dropping from connector, going back towards B, but Zed's heard this and he's in a great position to spray them across. He gets a couple tags on the first one, but doesn't seal the fate of either of them, and now they're going to be able to plant that bomb. Grenade could do some serious damage. Nearly lands on top of Matt Hen's head, but he survives with 23 HP. And now Infused coming in. If LDLC can win this round, they'll be in great shape. They've lost the first player. Matt Hen gets the second. Here we go from Zed. 56 HP versus 57, and he gets fragged in midair. Once again, LDLC, Clay Pigeon shooting. And the economy of Team Infused is back to eco territory. So LDLC White are starting to move ahead. And I'm going to repeat what I said before. LDLC, their key to victory is entry frags on T side. It's really that simple. If they can get entries, they're in great shape. If they don't, then LDLC, I feel, will probably lag behind a bit in terms of teamwork. Now this is an eco, so it doesn't really matter that much about how Team Infused want to play it. It's going to come down to aim, ultimately, with pistols. Zed does have pretty good aim, speaking of it. But it's these rounds when the assault rifles and the AWPs are in play where Infused are going to have to stop giving entries away. You can see there, a very comfortable round in the end from LDLC. So this is what I'm talking about. Double AWPs, do not give entry frags away. Just don't, because that's such a huge amount of commitment into this round from Infused. I understand that information is important, but keeping your life is more important. You can still lock down sites from CT. The issue with Dust 2 is, though, that you do need to keep an eye on mid, and it's quite an open area that is quite prone to being smoked off. So CT's, it's a juggling game. While you don't want to lose the first couple kills, you don't want to get picked off, at the same time you do need to be peeking into areas. But I'd rather they did it from more passive defensive places. You saw there, Red Snake thought about going down mid, then decided against it, throws the smoke, and now LDLC White have to make the moves in. They have to be on the front foot. Because if they don't, they're going to time themselves out, they're going to end up running into a bottleneck, and that's where Infused will be able to pounce. Here we go though, AWP in play from Zed on the site of B, gets the first pick, but here comes the terrorist now. Red Snake gets nearly caught out of position. Alumet gets a frag onto Hud's G, but not before critical, makes short work of body. And now Aaron in CT spawn, spots a player, tags him down to 6. That was Toynew with one of these two AWPs. And the T's are being forced back onto short, but that's going to play right into the hands of Critical as he gets 2 kills. Much better from Team Infused. And why did they win the round? Because they didn't give away opening picks. More rounds like that, and LDLC White will be struggling. But let's see. Let's see if they can keep it going. 3 AWPs in play. Alumet, the only AWP on LDLC. And again, it looks like it's going to be mid-short push. They're going very aggressively through mid this time. Flashbangs land, soda grenades. Here we go. Red Snake's in such a good position to strike 2-3 frags in quick succession from the box. What a play from him. And half of that, honestly, was position. It was just game sense. The aim did itself. It pretty much aimed for him there. It was more difficult to miss from that position, but the positioning itself was fantastic. It's the first time anybody's been on that box. And you can see that LDLC White, they didn't even check the spot because they assumed that it was another deep defense on B. And Infused now should pick up their 12th round. Alumet with the AWPs back at T-spawn. He's looking for any stragglers that try and pick him off. He's just seen a player crossing, and again, Alumet does get the first and the second. He's making this round as expensive as he can. He's being a real pain in the backside. But it's pretty important for Team Infused to take that AWP away from them. Infused will be able to buy up next round regardless, but then again, they do want to save these weapons. It's one of those awkward pit situations where they can afford to buy, but it wouldn't be great. So it's almost worth just giving this one up and saying, okay, we'll cut our losses. Yes, you killed 2 of us. We'll call it a day. Is the caster controlling the camera? No, Mech gets another one! I did not quite catch that. I assume it was through towards long, mid. So he keeps the AWP and he takes down 3 or 4 weapons. Nicely done by Alumet, making that as painful as possible for Infused. Yeah, I'm not controlling the camera. That's our producer Ruben, who is streaming for you guys. So give him some love. Red Snake trying to listen out now for potential pushes. There's a lot of footsteps he just heard, and a smoke blooms as well. So he has a general idea. It could be a bait, which is why he's still looking at mid. Sometimes teams will do that. They'll run 1 or 2 players in top of tunnels and then bait out mid. And he knows this is probably going to be an eco round. As we're seeing Matt Hen run in, but he gets picked off. It is a 2-for-2 exchange though. And this will favour the terrorists all day long. They're happy with this exchange thus far. They've got themselves an M4 picked up from the corpse of one of the CT players. And they still have an open play from the previous round. So all things considered, the T's will be very happy with this. Can they close it off though? Flashbang out. Lands in the face of the CTs. They managed to turn in time. And are they going to be moving in anytime soon? Double flash. Triple flash. Still is Alumet on the trigger. Nearly gets his second kill. The shoulder peek comes in and now he's in a 1v2. Lands the first shot. Knows where the last player is. Tags him up with the Glock. It's going to come down to this shot. And Alumet forces him back. The one click with a P2000, although exquisite, is not good enough. And the bomb will still explode. So LDLC White on an eco win the round and take 4 weapons away from Team Infused, which will put them back onto Eco. That was absolutely massive from the terrorists. Yes, guys, it's a best of 3, and this is map number 2. LDLC White lead 1-0. Team Infused are trailing on map score and also round score as well. And now also trailing on manpower. They find themselves a player behind. Red Snake with the M4, going to be trying to do work. But he is now the last remaining player, saving it up from the last round. So M4's been on the battlefield for quite some time now. Heats a flashbang to the face, does turn just about in time. Minute and 10 to play with. He must know it's going to be an A push. The problem is, can he do anything about it? In CT spawn. He knows it's A. The smoke's there. The smoke on mid, although it did miss. I honestly think he just wants to save. Yeah, he's going to save this weapon. So again, I've got to give credit as well to Infused for a pretty decent eco round themselves. Yes, they lost, but it looks as though they should keep an M4, and they took 2 weapons away from LDLC White. Alu is playing with fire, and if he lands one of those AWP shots, it is going to kill his teammate of Fox. So not a terrible eco round from Infused. The issue is, though, they still don't have fantastic economy, so it's a case of force buying whenever you can. FAMAS 5.7 is pretty powerful pistol. I'd say it's one of the strongest pistols in the game right now. It can do crazy things, but the issue is getting into a position where you can make the 5.7 work. Zed is the player with the 5.7. He's currently on B, but it's Alumet who just runs straight up mid. Gets 2 kills. Is looking for a third as well, and he's going to pick it up onto Zed. The one-man show of Alumet is showing up here, ladies and gents, and he intends to pick up rounds. He's on 17 frags, but keep in mind that for about, what, 5 or 6 of the rounds, Devil was in instead of him. So that's not necessarily a fair indication of how he would have played had he been in from the start. Not a bad player to get standing in for your team. And now Infused again, they're back to eco, they're back to saving. Right, critical, last player with FAMAS. It's not the best weapon to save, but it's a hell of a lot better than nothing. He's back towards A site. Gets the 1 kill onto Alumet, and there's going to be an AWP dropped and picked up. So critical, making the most out of a bad situation, I would say, and that AWP could prove to be a pretty huge pickup on the side of Infused. They've got a scout, they've got a FAMAS in play, they've got a couple 5.7s. It's so important that Critical gets the opening pick with the AWP. If he can get a couple shots off with the AWP, they've got a chance at resurging in this map. They've tagged 2 players down heavily, but Fox does get the first onto Huz G. And that is the scout dropped as well from Team Infused. Just add salt in the wounds. Here comes the push onto Long. Hiding in the smoke is Aaron. He gets picked off. And it's just gone from bad to worse as Critical's down to 13, and Zen has been dropped as well. All 5 players from LDLC White are pushing in. Oh, no way. Oh my goodness, Red Snake just got smashed through the smoke with the AWP. And LDLC White take it 16-12, almost identical scoreline to the first map, which was Inferno. And they will be progressing through tomorrow to face off against C-Play, I believe. No, actually that's not correct. It'll be C-Play against the winner of LDLC White and Publicla. So LDLC White will be playing Publicla, and then the winner of that game plays C-Play afterwards for the grand finale. So that's going to do it from us. Ruben, do we have reruns coming up this evening? Okay, yes, we have reruns coming up straight after we stop live here. Thank you very much for watching, guys. If you want to hit us up on Twitter, it's at HitboxLive for Hitbox. Definitely recommend you do that. Hit the follow button as well, so you'll be notified when we go live here on the CS Arena. You can follow my producer at Rauben TV or myself at Metis TV. Thank you very much for stopping by, and we'll catch you tomorrow for more epic best of 3 action. Have a nice night.